in order to deal with the fragmentation that we're seeing across the industry, thanks to the kind of data assets that we've collected through the AND platform, we've put forward an approach that we call it the Total TV Measurement Program. And we think that that is an ability to start to bring this fragmented world back together into a cohesive view of the entirety of a TV investment. So what does that mean? That means bringing together into one program your national, local, addressable, and streaming TV investments into one view of audience reach, delivery, and even effectiveness metrics, outcomes, all in one place. The reason that's so important is because the only way to be successful in that fragmented world is to be able to be flexible between all those different tactics. In order to understand that the best, you've got to have a complete picture.
Tell us about that complete picture and, why your data sources are so important and how you kind of make them work efficiently.
So through our data licenses with the MVPDs that we partner with, our owners and affiliates, we can generate insights from over 40 million set-top box homes. And what that allows for is what we call precision at scale. You can build a very large sample that allows you to get very granular into different ways to understand that picture. For example, not just are we deduplicating between these different tactics, national television, local television, addressable television, but we are going to look at the overlaps between those. How do those tactics work together? Where might there be opportunities to move money from one area to another, to find audiences in a different way between those buckets, and to drive outcomes? And because you then layer on audience information and KPI information, you've got to have a large data asset to start with to be able to get that precise at the end.
And I wanted to ask Justin about, more broadly about what's happening in measurement in the industry as you follow it. We hear a lot about the programmers coming up with their own sort of measurement initiatives and selections of vendors. We hear big sort of product rollouts or announcements from ComScore and Nielsen and a number of other newer players. What's going on and sort of what are you watching and what do you think is important?
I mean, look, we all know that there's an inflection point that's been reached, and there's no more waiting around for better measurement solutions that better capture the reality of how consumers are engaging with video and television content today. We are supportive of any measurement company that is innovating to be audience first, multi-screen, and transparent in their capabilities to do that. I think ultimately there may not be and likely won't be just one winner, and we'll have to be able to support multiple partners and their own measurement capabilities to match what individual clients may have as their own preferences. I think to think that overnight or even over the course of the next months or even years, there will be one winner is probably unlikely given where we sit right now.
And Justin, I wanted to just finish up with a conversation about addressability. And it's certainly changed what it means from just a few years ago, even since Ampersand was formed with its new name. The notion of addressability across screens and so forth, how does sort of the changing nature of addressability or one-to-one delivery of video change the game, and how is Ampersand sort of responding to that?
I think to me, I wouldn't get caught up in necessarily how the perception of addressable changes based on the new technologies, based on even additional fragmentation across more inventory pools, set-top box, CTV, OTT, pick your favorite acronym. Again, it speaks to ideally at the end of the day, you're measuring a household or individually targeted campaign holistically across the entirety of how that audience was reached. And we're investing in not just more and more solutions to capture as much of that inventory as we can as part of our platform, but more importantly, or just as importantly, to measure that in a seamless and easy to digest way.